Hi YouTube, it's me. I am back for the first time in 8 months. So I'm going to explain my absence to you for a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about some of the new acquisitions I have gotten since last time we talked. So I'm going to try to make a really long story short. Um, in July of 2018, I was laid off from my job that I had been at for 9 years. And it was not really that much of a shock. Um, it actually was not really a surprise at all because I knew our enrollment had been suffering. We were aware of that probably around this time last year, so like 4 months prior. Um, the part that was surprising to me is I was specifically told after I asked whether or not I should look for a new job, and I was told no. So I took that for face value and I didn't look for another job. And then in July, at the very end of July, I was told that I wasn't going to be coming back in September. So if you know anything about teaching, that really didn't give me a whole lot of time to try to look for another job. Most schools, as long as they are aware of their hiring needs, they've already months before July hired people. So I was a little bit of a pinch, and I started the job hunt right away. I still had to work at my old job summer camp for a couple weeks. Um, I probably could have just parted ways at that point, but all of my stuff was still at school. And I had planned the entire summer camp program, so I really did want to be a part of it. And I guess it's just kind of the person that I am that I really just wanted to leave on a high note. So I did the job search grind thing. I went on several interviews. The interviews I went on were at daycares, which I really was not interested in doing necessarily. But those were the calls I was getting. So it's the interviews I went on. And I wasn't getting any bites. So middle of August is our family vacation. I went on vacation. We tried not to spend any money because we had no idea what was going to be happening, and I already had been out of work for several weeks throughout the summer. And the day we got back, I saw a job listing that was kind of nondescript. It just said for elementary ed at a charter school. So I applied for it, and I got a call 2 days later that they wanted me to come in for an interview immediately. So I went on the interview. I got hired on the spot, and I have been there ever since. The first day of like teacher training was actually the day that I had my interview, and then it was for that entire week. So I started the very next day at my job training. So it was a crazy whirlwind, and I'm not going to go into too many details, but I teach middle/high school level, and I have 5 grade areas, so I'm teaching 5th through 9th grade. To say that I am extremely busy is a huge understatement. If you know anything about education, 5 grade levels is a lot of planning and a lot of prepping on my part. And I have had an awesome mentor teacher who's really been helping me a lot through all of the things that I really don't know about, because I'm not at all used to planning in this way or doing all of the additional things that I have to do at this level. And she's been really helpful, and other teachers have been really helpful, but I'm still working about 20 to 25 hours a week on average at home. So there are weeks where it's less than that, and there's weeks where there's more than that. It really just depends on what's going on, if we have report cards or other things going on that are going to take more time. So needless to say, I have not really had the time or the energy to be putting into the videos. And it's been tough around here. It's been stressful on me. It's been stressful on my husband, who's been pulling all of the slack for me. He's been taking the kids to and from school. The job's 45 minutes away. and they have an extended school day, so the school day does not end until 4 o'clock. And if you know any teachers, you know that you can't clock out at 4 and leave. You have a lot of work to do. So he's been pulling all of the slack, bringing to and from, and you know, I don't think my kids have still gotten used to me not being home a lot. So obviously YouTube has not been anything really in the forefront of my mind, even though I really, really have missed it. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to put out a couple new videos. I have some ideas of some videos I want to be doing. So in the vein of that, I'm going to do one video today that I'm hoping will be on the quick side, and I'm just going to show you the 3 acquisitions I've gotten since we last talked. So since I got the 3 new bags, obviously I've sold a couple more bags. That's kind of my deal. I'll buy and sell and buy and sell. So I sold my I can't remember if this was before or after the last video, but I did sell my first Louis, which was my looping Jan. That one's gone. I recently sold my Delightful PM, which was a favorite of mine. I liked the way it looked, but the functionality of it and using it, I really didn't gravitate towards it because I was constantly falling off my arm. It was just kind of a pain to carry, and the thing I replaced it with I like a lot better. And I've sold a couple of other just like Coach bags, all of my lamb bags really, except for this one right here, because my mom bought me that one and I can't part with it. So you know how I do, just sort of buying and selling and getting really good deals. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you one of the first things I bought with one of my first paychecks. It is something that I did get from Fashion File, which is my favorite place to shop for pre-loved goods. And it is my first Chanel bag. So I've always, any sort of luxe person, you have to have Chanel. And even though having a more classic silhouette Chanel is my ultimate dream, like a boy bag or a walk or something like that, this was a really good price, so I bought for it. So here it is. I should have pulled up the stats for it because I do not remember the name at all. There you can see where it says Chanel. It is a really pretty metallic gold leather, and it has the metal straps. Now the metal straps are adjustable, so you could theoretically wear it crossbody if you wanted to. I find that when you wear it crossbody, it feels awkward, so I do just wear it as a shoulder bag. It has a turn lock closure, and it opens up to, got some wrapping in there, to this really pretty, it's sort of like a gray color. There it says Chanel, and it has opposite side, and it was a really good price. Now this has been fairly well loved. There are some areas where it is not perfect, but it still was an awesome price for what it is. So you can see right here, it's a little bit matte where the metallic has rubbed off. And there's actually an imperfection, see right there, where the leather tends to pop up from that little clasp. So I usually, if I see that it's popped up, I'll just push it back down. And I've been thinking about maybe sending it somewhere, see if they could fix it somehow. But as my husband and I discussed, it was the bag was so inexpensive that if we had to pay any large amount to get it fixed, it would kind of negate the deal that we got on it. So I've just been kind of adjusting it myself. So like I said, it's not perfect, but it is Chanel. It is extremely soft and smooth, and it's pretty, and I've gotten a lot of compliments on it because it's just very flashy. I like the perforations. So, and I like the details on the hardware. It's two-tone, so the actual, this hardware is silver, but this hardware is gold. This is there, silver and gold, and the chain is also two-tone. This is the first time I am making a video on this computer, so if you see my eyes wander, I'm just making sure everything's going well. When I lost my job, the laptop I had been using, my husband's laptop, broke. So I literally had to go and buy a new computer so I'd be able to update my resume and, you know, apply for things online. So this is my first time. Okay, so this is number one. And like I said, I bought it, I think, after like one of my first paychecks as a celebration of getting my very first paycheck from a public teaching job. Something I've been waiting for a long time. So that's this one. I'm probably going to bust out again soon. I haven't used it in a little bit. Okay, and then around Christmas time, and I'll probably do a more in-depth review of this bag at some point because I know people, it's a popular thing to look up on the internet. I've looked it up several times. So this bag is something that I have really, really admired a lot, that I've wanted to add to my collection for a super long time. And it was something that was on the pricier side, which is why I hadn't bought it yet. But Fashion File, I don't even remember the coupon code that my husband and I had gotten, but it was a significant amount off. So we went ahead and pulled the trigger, and then, like I said, I had to sell some things. I think you probably know what it is. It is not clasped. It is the Pouchette Metis. Arguably, probably the most popular style that they have right now, besides the Neverfull and the Speedy, I would say. I think Speedy is always classic, Neverfull, very functional, and then third, in my opinion, would be this guy as far as popularity goes. So here it is. This particular one is from 2017, so it is not part of the recalls that have been going on lately. I think that stopped in 2015, so the way that this bag is put together is supposedly more advanced than those bad batches that they have. So you can see I usually store it with the strap rolled up inside. So let's see, the handle has a couple of water spots on it. I mean, I do avoid going out in the elements with this bag, but I've honestly been trying not to baby my bags so much because I feel like it stresses me out to the point where I don't want to use them, and then what's the point? If you're not going to use it, then I don't want to keep it. So here is the opener. Now I do wonder if the clasp on this is a little faulty because sometimes it will pop open. I don't know if I'm leaning up against it or what. Here's the air paper and the strap. Like I said, I'm gonna do a more in-depth review of this at some point because I know that's one I've looked up a lot. And I think when you're looking to make a big purchase, whether it's something new or something old, you like looking at other people's opinions on stuff, which is kind of the reason I even started doing these videos in the first place. Because I know I like to watch them. I'm obsessed with them. I will watch as many as I can before I actually purchase something, and then I'll purchase it, and then while I'm waiting for it to come, I'll watch more videos, and it's how we are today, right? So that's this guy. Love, love, love. I have been using it as an everyday bag, usually when I use it. It is significantly smaller than most bags I carry, so I usually do have to scale down what I'm going to be putting in it. But it's still a really good size for everyday use and hands-free, which is, I think, good. All right, so my last bag I'm going to show you, which I'll probably also do another in-depth review on, is another bag I have admired from afar for a long time because it is one of the pricier ones. And another deal came up, and this time it was from Snob Swap, which, I'm sorry, it was Snob Swap, now it's Lepre. Lepre is what they changed their name to. And Lepre, they have a heck of a marketing system because they will email and text constantly. So they're always telling you what kind of deals they have up. And so I got an email about one particular sale they were having, and I checked it out, and I found this bag for a really, really good price. So here it is. It is the Artsy is. This bag is in fairly good shape. I will talk about one thing in a moment. And the patina on this was fairly dark. It was a little bit dirty, so I did clean and moisturize it, which works for me, honestly, because I feel like with this bag, I won't have to worry about the elements at all, because once it has a nice healthy patina, you're not really going to get water spots on it anymore. The braided handle is awesome. I will do an in-depth review on this bag again at some point, but I did sell my Delightful in order to buy this. And I always go on the forums and I ask people's opinions, or I try to look up YouTube videos comparing the Delightful and the Artsy. And hands down, most people said they preferred the Delightful. As I said, I love the shape of the Delightful, but the thing I noticed, which is a big deal when you have little kids, is it wouldn't stay up on my arm. It was just constantly falling, and I was constantly picking it up and picking it up. So I've had this for about a week, and I've carried it out shopping and doing stuff, and I don't have that issue, me personally. So my preference is this bag. This bag is a lot more comfortable to me. Now, I haven't been out hours and hours and hours with this bag. If I was going to do something like that, I probably would be using my Pouchette Metis, because I like having crossbodies if I know I'm going to be out and about for a long period of time. But the silhouette of this, obviously, I think is a lot fancier and nicer looking than the Delightful. It has the feet. This bag was really inexpensive because I have my stuff in it now, so I can't show you. But it had some pen marks and other kind of dirt and stuff inside. Like I said, the handle had a nice patina, a little bit of dirt that just cleaned right off. So I was very happy with that. My husband, he kind of surprised me with it. I didn't know he was getting it, and he must have had it for a week or two before he finally gave in and gave it to me. So we both inspected it, and everything seemed fine with it. So I took the tag off of it, and I started using it. And I've noticed along, this is the worst side, along where the seam is, I have to get better lighting in here, but along where the seam is, like, you can kind of see near the strings, I don't know if they'll show up, there is minor cracks, and him and I are both confident that the cracks were not there when I got the bag and started using it last week. So I'm wondering, where this bag was stored, if it was stored somewhere where the canvas dried out and then with me using it cracked. So honestly, it's not noticeable at this point. I don't know what I'm going to do from here on out to try to protect it, if I'm going to try to moisturize it, or if I'm going to, here's a bad one right there, or if I'm going to try to, because I've never had a bag that had cracks before. Right there. So I don't know what my next move is going to be with that. I've been using it. I took the tag off. I am fairly certain they're not going to take it back at this point. But it's really lightweight and really slouchy. I really, really love it. The one thing I say that I notice the difference between when I use Louis and when I use anything else, it's not, is the weight of it. The weight of other brand bags they're so heavy to me. This is really, really light and carefree. So I love it. Thank you for watching this video. It's 20 minutes, so I think that's a pretty good one for not doing one for a long time. As I've said, I'm planning on doing some more in-depth reviews of the Pouchette Metis and of the Artsy. And then I have a couple of makeup things that I've gotten. I'm still getting my Ipsy, and I still buy random makeup when I see it and I want to try it out. So I want to do a couple of makeup reviews, maybe like a spring makeup extravaganza. I don't know. But thank you for watching this, and have a great day.